Hello, what's up gamers? It's me, OmniOrcus, and I'm going to be bringing you Mount and Blade Warband, the expansion pack to the original Mount and Blade. So let's get started. The reason I'm doing this one instead of the recent one, which is with Fire and Sword, is because it actually became fairly unbalanced. So yeah, we're going to go male because females are politically weaker in this game. Sorry, but that's the way it is. But in the Fire and Sword, the guns made it slightly, and I say slightly, I mean fairly unbalanced. And rather than doing the actual Warband expansion adds so much more, there's no point in doing the original. So, you were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was an impoverished noble. Too easy, but that's the easiest start. Traveling merchant, veteran warrior, hunter, stupid nomad, or thief. Essentially these and all the next questions will be changing your base stats. So that's a bit like if you played Fallout, the beginning of Fallout 3 and New Vegas. It asks you those questions and you answered and you got skills. So this one's like a boost to leadership, boost to boost to merchant stuff. This I believe that's basically just hand-to-hand combat and sword combat and shit. That's archery, horseback stuff, and I believe that's persuasion. So then, we'll be going as a veteran warrior because that's what we need. We want a nice, strong warrior background. As a child, your family scrambled out a meager living from your father's wages as a guard to the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets, with or without a weapon. So that's how we started, basically learning how to defend ourselves with basically no money, no education or anything like that. So, in our early lives, I'm guessing, what, 6 to 16, something like that. What do? We could be a page in noble court, but really, we're poor. Our father's just a lowly guardsman, and so that being a guardsman could be the link to becoming a page in a noble court, but I doubt it. I doubt he could get the leeway. Craftsman, craftsman. We're sort of on the streets. People would probably just look down on us. Shop assistant. No. Stepped child. We live in a city, so no. Street urchin it is, because we were on the streets. We had to defend ourselves. It wouldn't be too long before we got into like a gang or something like that. So, as a boy growing out of childhood, you took to the streets, doing whatever you must to survive. Begging, thieving, and working for gangs. You lived from day to day in this violent world, always one step ahead of the law, and those who wished you ill. Then as a young adult, life changed. What do we do after that? A squire, you really have to be a page to do that. A troubadour, that's essentially just like someone who plays an instrument in taverns. But no, that's more to do with persuasion. That's more to do with persuading people to like pay you. And our version of persuasion is punching someone in the face. University student, we have no education. Goods peddler, if they're illegal, yes. If not, no. And that seems more, like the legal kind. A smith, possibly, but we'd have to get a. Getting a smith apprenticeship would require being paid, or something like that, and we'd have to know what we're doing, so no. Game poacher seems to work. After all, our father was our father was a warrior, so he would have taught us how to like kill things. We know how to fight, and it's breaking the law, which is something that we're already in. So though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way, you have become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. Dissatisfied with the common men's desperate scrabble for coin, you took to your lord's own forests, and decided to help yourself to its bounty. Laws be damned. You hunted stags, boars, and geese, and sold the precious meat under the table. You cut down trees right under the watchmen's noses, and you turned them into firewood that warmed many freezing homes during the winter, all for a few silvers, of course. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision was, well, personal revenge. Someone could have ratted us out, but I doubt it. We'd probably just lay low until it blew over. Loss of a loved one, no time for love, wanderlust. We've got a sweet gig here, man. Why would we want to leave? Being forced out of your home, possibly, but we've been surviving long enough, and we didn't really have a home to begin with. So, lust for money and power seems more like it. We've got a taste of money from this, so we want more money, power. Well, considering that we've been chopping down trees, like, without the watchman noticing, I think that'll make us feel pretty powerful, and we like the power. So, lust for money and power. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. To everyone else, it's clear that you're now motivated solely by personal gain. You want to be rich, powerful, respected, feared. You want to be the one whom others hurry to obey. You want people to know your name and tremble whenever it's spoken. You want everything, and you won't let anyone stop you from having it. To become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. Okay, just for syncing purposes, I'm going to count down to my click. Okay, so clicking in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Hopefully that'll allow me to sync this audio better. So then, what will the game saving policy be? Unrealistic, simply so that if something screws up with my computer, I won't lose everything. So, yep. Yeah, okay, this is just assigning your skills here. So, our name, OmniOrcus. Okay, so attributes, 3 of these, 3 points into one of these equals what means you can put another point into whichever skills are linked to the attributes. So if I put another into the strength, I can boost any of these up to 3. Yeah, up to 3. Which is what I'm going to do for these ones, because I want to play this as an archer with one-handed weapon and a shield. Possibly a saber, because I like sabers. So that gets our one-handed up. And I'm going to boost intelligence, because that allows us to have more skill points so that we can put it into horse archery, which is actually surprisingly important for an archer. I hope you can still hear me. Okay then. So, done. Let's go with that. Done. Now then, time to create the character. Probably going to be fairly quick about this, so let's randomize it a few times. This is all about just, you know, how the jaw shape is. No. No. Oh, maybe him. Maybe him. Okay, let's try and find a good beard. No, don't like his face. They all have such strange faces, don't they? I think that's sort of... Yeah. Now I just need to change his hair. Actually, no, that face doesn't look that bad. If you want me to change it, I will. But just need to... There. Yeah, I think that doesn't look bad. He's got long hair because he's never really been bothered with... He's got long hair, never really been bothered with cutting it, but he's tied it back so that it doesn't get in the way of him shooting. And he's got a nice beard. So yeah, I think we're done there. Awesome. Onwards to adventure! So you hear about Caladria, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that, finally, you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Caladria and its kingdoms, you do what? Well, we can go to the capital of one of the 6 kingdoms, which are Swadia, which is the kingdom of Swadia, the kingdom of the Vegas, the kingdom so the kingdom of Swadia, the kingdom of the Vegas, the Khajiit Khani, the Khajiit Khanate, the kingdom of the Nords, the kingdom of the Rhodoks, and the Saranid Sultanate. So we will be going to Sargoth, kingdom of the Nords, because it's close to the kingdom of the Vegas, and the troops that you get from these two work very well together. Plus, I just like the Nords. They're awesome. So, we'll be taking a ship to the Nords. You took passage with a trading longship, carrying Grifalcons from the furthest reaches of the north, to be bartered for linen and wool. It sailed early in the season, but the master reckoned that the risks of drifting ice and late winter storms could be justified by arriving ahead of the sea raiders, who, by April, would be sailing forth from their island lairs to ravage Caladria's coasts. It was some relief when your ship came into sight of the delta of the Vil and Boluk rivers, and a short while later rode past tidal flats and coastal marshes to the city of Sargoth, home to the sea raiders' distant kingsmen, the Nordic lords, who a few generations ago had carved themselves a kingdom in this rich but troubled land. We have finally arrived in Sargoth, eh? Nice. You are exhausted by the time you find an inn in Sargoth and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs on the back of your neck on end. The rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. Okay, I'm just going to do another count before I click here, just to help with syncing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. It clicked. It's not my. There we go. It lagged slightly. Okay then. So here's our first battle, and this is a Nordic town. And oh, archer battle. Okay, that was really high. Ooh, doing shit. There we go. Wish I could have got him in the head. I've got someone in the head before on this, but I think I'm just feeling slightly tired. Or maybe my eyes just hurt, or something like that. Anyway, that was just a bad fight. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night. Although, heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. Wow, a conspiracy already. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he takes you onto his bed, pulls down his trousers. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while, checking the street. Then finally, convinced that you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. That's all he's going to do. We're just going to talk, okay? Continue. So then, here we go. Here's the merchant. How much time do I have left? About a minute. So I'm going to quickly get this sort of talk out of the way, and then I'm going to end this episode. Now let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven into banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wilds and venturing into town, looking for where we pray. The watch commander tells us it's because there's fewer men to keep an eye on places because they're fighting, but he doesn't believe it. He thinks there's someone helping, trying to locate targets, and last week they took his brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. Lad in front of the house, alone in dark. Suppose you were too, but you don't know. He had no such excuse. He's found you. What can you do? If you can't protect your kin, people will start thinking you can't protect your investments. You're a bastard. You care more about money than your family. No doubt the gang will soon send a ransom, but don't want to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience, and you've got a bit of a fire in your belly. Or else you wouldn't be coming to Caladria to seek your fortune. So what I'm asking to do: get a party, track down the bandits, murder the living shit out of them, and I will pay you. Deal. Let's go. So basically, we won't be able to have them on our own. Let's go get a small army. Here's 100 coins. Use it to buy some men. There we go. So this is, yes, very good, sir. Very good. I'll go collect some men from the surrounding villages immediately. Good. You can find me again in the tavern because you're going to be getting drunk, you bastard. Okay then. So this is just the tutorial quest. But yeah, this is just the tutorial quest. You do this very quickly, but hit tab to leave. And yeah, so this is where it brings us out to Sargoth, right here. We'll be going back in there immediately next time in order to get some, in order to buy a bit more gear and get a little bit more money. But yeah, hopefully this will be the beginning of a long and highly successful series. I'm hoping I will enjoy this greatly. I hope you'll enjoy this greatly because you're the viewer, and it's up to you to, you know, it's up to you to like it. And there's my timer going off. So then, we're bringing this to an end now. I hope you've enjoyed what little bit I have. Sorry about the one fight, but hopefully we'll have a lot more next time. So until then, this has been OmniOrcus playing Mount and Blade Warband, and I hope to see you again soon. So if you like this, if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, and join me again for our next installment of our great adventures. This is OmniOrcus signing off. Bye.